taking a shorter flight here. This one's just Nashville to Atlanta. It's about an hour 45 minutes to an hour flight. It's not long. RS is aligning. Let's get some panel and drop the. Like I said, this flight will not take long at all. We're going to go ahead and get the APU fired up. Steady position light, anti-collision wing and wheel well for inspection. QNH on this flight is 3002. And let's get our position set up. We're aligning our position here. And requesting our flight plan. Check it there. Okay. We're going to, let me check, see, we're going to do the vector, it says vectors, but let's see, we're coming out of runway 20 Charlie at Tippin 3 in Braxton. Tippin 3. Braxton 20C. Okay. If all goes to plan, we're going to come in on 08 right on the chipper 1 and chipper approach. Chipper 1. That's 08 right. I'll lock that in. Okay, in terms of the vectors, I'm going to say roar. I'm going to move that up there. And we got a discontinuity there, taking me for Braxton. And we're going to move the Braxton waypoint up. Here we go. And we're going to load airside services, load OFP, and activate. Oh, this is a nice looking airport. I don't think it's a huge airport, but it's nice. More space than you realize, let's just say that. Lights look good. This is a default airport. This is not one that I have had anything to do with, no customizations, anything. Okay. Let's get the AP going.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be taking off in just a few minutes. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for departure.
Let's get some window heat.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Probe's not on yet. It's fine. Hydraulic pumps. And APU bleed. Brian, would you go ahead and get our IFR clearance?
I'll get our IFR clearance.
Ground to flight deck, fuel is all loaded up and you are good to go.
Nashville International Airport clearance, Delta 7673 requesting our IFR clearance. We have Papa.
I'll grab that clearance. Give me just a minute. Delta 7673, cleared to Atlanta via the Tip and 3 departure. Then is filed. Climb and maintain 4000. Expect flight level 25010 minutes after departure. Departure on 118.4 squawk 2722. Expect runway 20 center.
Okay, so no change in runways, that's good.
Allegiant 46 contact ground on 121.9er for push and start.
Nashville Clears Liveries here, 708 Charlie Tango is IFR to Kilo Charlie Hotel Alpha.
Flight attendants, prepare your doors for departure, please.
Reserves are 8.4.
Tango Nashville clearance, cleared to Chattanooga. Radar vectors BNA, then is filed. Climb and maintain 4000. Expect 7010 minutes after departure. Departure on 119.35, squawk 5515.
Trying to pull up my takeoff information. There it is. Okay. So our flaps setting for takeoff is 5. Our takeoff center of gravity is 28.4. It's giving us 4.5 on trim. Takeoff winds are 183 at 3. And our flex temp is, wow, 30. Let's go back one. Now we're going to load in those settings, and that's 149. And we're going out on a heading of initial 201, but 159. Go first heading.
Nashville clearance, Southwest 2849, requesting IFR clearance. Dallas, Love Field. Nashville clearance.
Brian, you're in charge of all comms.
2849, requesting IFR clearance to Dallas, Love.
Got it, Steve. I'll handle the comms from here.
IFR to Atlanta.
Brian, get our pushback and start clearance.
Ground to
I'll request pushback.
Please show me where you want to go.
Nashville International Airport ground, Delta 7673 requesting pushback.
Delta 7673, pushback approved, terminal east.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Please note some electronic devices may not be used in flight at any time. You'll find additional information regarding electronic devices in the in-flight information section of Sky Magazine. This plane features Wi-Fi, and internet access will be available while we're above 10,000 feet. If you're seated at an emergency exit, please to review the responsibilities for emergency exit seating on the back of the safety information card, which is in your seat pocket.
Are you willing and able to assist with the operation of the exit if necessary?
Yes. No.
If you're unable to perform these functions, please let us know, and we'd be happy to find you another seat.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
As we leave the gate, make sure your seatbelt is fastened. To fasten, insert the metal tip into the buckle and adjust the strap so it's low and tight across your lap. To release the belt, just
cut that light back.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Flight attendants, prepare your doors for departure, please. Cross-check and all call. Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on board your Delta flight. So in just a moment, we'll be showing you a brief presentation on the safety features of this aircraft. We kindly ask that you please direct your attention to the video monitors and flight attendants in the aisle, even if you are a frequent flyer. Thank you so much.
Welcome aboard, and thank you for choosing Delta for 100 years and counting.
Delta.
Delta.
Delta. Delta Airlines.
The health and safety of our customers and crew is our #1 priority and the shared responsibility of everyone on board. So, before we depart, please pay attention to this important message. Stow all carry-on items in an overhead bin and place smaller items completely under the seat in front of you.
Larger electronic devices must be placed in a bag. Handheld portable electronic devices, including mobile phones, should also be secured.
Keep the aisles, exits, and bulkhead areas clear. If you lose an electronic device in your seat, please do not adjust your seat and ask a crew member for help.
As we leave the gate, fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle and adjusting the strap so it's low and tight across your lap. To release, lift the top of the buckle. If your seat has a shoulder harness, attach the metal tip to the fitting on the belt. To release, push the metal tip down.
Operation complete.
Stay
Go ahead
seated
and
with your
set the parking
seatbelt
brake.
fastened when the seatbelt sign is on, and keep it fastened whenever you're seated in case of sudden rough air.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
In the event of rough air, the crew might also need to buckle up for safety. We appreciate your understanding if our service is interrupted.
Federal regulations require all passengers to comply with all crew members' instructions, along with the posted placards and lighted information signs throughout the cabin. Smoking, vaping, the use of e-cigarettes or any smokeless product, including chewing tobacco,
you can get
is
our
not allowed
taxi
on any
clearance.
Delta flight. Federal law prohibits tampering with, disabling, or destroying
I'll
restroom
get our
smoke
taxi
detectors.
There are 8 exits on this plane, 8 doors, 4 on each side.
Nashville International
Each
Airport
door has
ground,
a
Delta
detachable slide that can be
7673,
used
ready to
as a
taxi.
raft.
We have Papa.
In the event of an evacuation, leave all bags behind. Carry-in baggage will slow the evacuation. All exits are clearly marked with the green exit symbol. Look at the nearest exit and remember, they might be behind you. If we lose power, lights will illuminate the aisles to guide you to an exit.
It's unlikely, but if cabin pressure changes, oxygen masks will drop from the panels above your seat and inside the lavatories. Reach up and pull a mask or streamer down to start the flow of oxygen. Remove any face covering and place the mask over your nose and mouth. Slip the elastic strap over your head and adjust the mask if necessary. Breathe normally and note the oxygen is flowing, so don't worry if the bag doesn't inflate. Be sure to adjust your own mask before helping others.
A water evacuation is also unlikely, but just in case. Life vests are in a compartment beneath or adjacent to your seat. To use, remove the vest from its container by pulling on the tab and then opening the pouch. Slip the vest over your head. Wrap the strap around your waist, attach it to the buckle in front, and adjust securely around your waist. As you leave the plane, inflate the vest by pulling down on the red tab at the bottom, or manually inflate it by blowing into the tube at shoulder level. A water-activated light is attached to each vest. For children under 35 pounds, place the vest around their waist and secure the strap between the legs. See your safety card for more information. Additional life vests for in-lab children are in marked compartments at the front and rear of the plane. We'll distribute these vests if necessary.
Before takeoff, bring your seat to its upright position and stow your tray table, footrest, and leg rest. Be sure you fastened your seatbelt low and tight across your lap, carry-on items secured, and armrests are at resting position, or as otherwise indicated on the placard in front of you. If you have a suite door, ensure it's open. See placard instructions inside the suite door for opening instructions in case of emergency. Finally, take a moment to review the safety information card in your seat pocket.
As we finish our safety check, please let us know if you have any questions.
As we take off into the future, sit back and relax. And from all of our crew, thank you for flying with Delta, today and for the next 100 years.
I gotta turn around. That was on me.
Nashville ground, Southwest 4879, requesting IFR clearance to Phoenix. Nashville ground, Southwest 3605, requesting IFR clearance to Phoenix.
I should have gone this way the first time. It's a little bit longer, but there's some construction going on, and blocks me from like moving like directly over to the runway. Got a left turn coming up here. I couldn't follow the taxi instructions because I had some barriers in place, so this makes it easier. Okay. Yes, it is longer, but yeah, you see now where I am from where I came from.
All aircraft be advised, information India is now current. Altimeter 29086. Nashville ground, Southwest 886, ready for mission.
Right, I'm taking a right turn right here. That was not correct. Okay, hold on. Getting very confusing. Let me back up here. Alright, that's better. Alright, and up here we've got a right turn.
West 3560. Contact tower on 118.6.
118.6, Southwest 3560. Have a good day.
Nashville ground, this is Southwest 15418, requesting IFR to Chicago O'Hare International. I have Zulu information.
1 second while I grab the paperwork.
Right, now, okay, so landing lights, turning lights are off, taxi lights are off. Strobe is on. Probes are on. Engine bus is on. APU is off. Packs are auto and isolation valve is to auto. Bleed is off. Flying at an altitude of 250. And engines do continuous. Flaps are set to 5. RTO is on. Chronometers are reset. Brian, we're ready for takeoff clearance. We're holding short at runway 20 center.
I'll get our takeoff clearance.
Nashville International Airport Tower, Delta 7673, holding short of runway 20 center, ready to depart.
Delta 7673, Nashville International Airport Tower, runway 20C, winds 170 at 3, fly runway heading cleared for takeoff.
Runway 20 Charlie, winds 170 at 3, fly runway heading cleared for takeoff. Delta 7673.
entering active runway. Confirm 20 Charlie. We're lined up. 40% and 1. I don't like this runway as much without the centerpiece.
D1, rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Gear up. Command A.
1000.
Delta 7673, contact departure on 118.4.
Departure on 118.4. Delta 7673. Departure Delta 7673, good evening, climb 1500.
Delta 7673, Nashville departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 17000, direct tipping.
Climb and maintain 17000, direct tipping, Delta 7673.
17,000.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we climb to our cruising altitude, we'd like to extend a special
Direct tipping.
thank you to each of you, and a welcome back to our SkyMile members and Million Milers.
RTO
Your
off.
business and loyalty are greatly
And
appreciated by the entire
gear
Delta family.
off.
For your safety, it's important to remain seated with your seatbelt securely
7673,
fastened
climb and
anytime
maintain
the
flight
seatbelt
level
sign is
220.
on. Even if the sign
Climb
is
and
off,
maintain
please
flight
keep your
level
seatbelt
220.
fastened
Delta
in case we experience
7673.
any unexpected rough air. We ask that you also please remember to use
220.
caution if opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during takeoff. Now reach an altitude where it's safe to use approved electronic devices, and a listing of these devices can be found in Sky Magazine in the seat pocket in front of you. On today's flight in the economy cabin, it will be our pleasure to offer you complimentary Coca-Cola products, coffee, water, juices, a variety of complimentary snacks, as well as a selection of our fresh eats items and all-day goodies. Beer, wine, and spirits are available complimentary for our first class
We're
and Delta
monitoring
Comfort
for
Plus
our
passengers, as
10,000.
well as available for purchase for the main cabin. A complete listing of available beverages, as well as of our fresh eats items, can be found in the menus in your seat pocket. Please be reminded that Delta accepts only major credit or debit cards for onboard purchases of beverages and
Off of
snacks.
continuous.
However, you can use your Delta SkyMiles American Express card to save 50% and earn double miles on all Delta purchases. For your enjoyment, each seat is equipped with your own personal entertainment system. On it, you can view a selection of complimentary as well as on-demand TV shows, movies, and music. You will find that this screen will work best with just a light tap of your fingertip. Feel free to use your own headsets. Otherwise, if you do need a headset, just let a flight attendant know they are yours complimentary for this and any future
10,000.
Delta flights.
Landing lights are off. We're going to 08 right, which is 095 course heading.
Delta 7673, climb and maintain flight level 250.
Climb and maintain flight level 250, Delta 7673.
Got it. Okay. And 10990 is our nav. 10990. Okay. we'll be coming in at flaps full at 143 knots. Okay. And we're currently 166 miles outside of Atlanta. This is a short flight, very short flight. Weather on there and get terrain on this side. Alright, we're lining up nicely on our flight. Checking our how's things looking in the back? We're going to go ahead and I'm going to change over to the QNH for our arrival. Since we're so close. And arrival's 3006, not much different than what it is now, even. Set our brake anti-skid to 2 for our landing. We're on a extremely long and forgiving runway. Our elevation for our airport is 1,026, and I have already set my landing altitude for 1,000.
Contact Memphis Center on 128.15.
Switching to Memphis Center on 128.15, Delta 7673.
Right, and we're going to go ahead to our descent.
Memphis Center, Delta 7673. Evening, climbing to flight level 210 for flight level 250. Memphis Center, Delta 7673. Evening, climbing to flight level 210, aiming for flight level 250.
Delta 7673, Memphis Center, good evening.
Pull down our winds. No wind data. That's not necessarily true. We've got winds. Just maybe not significant, but we've got winds. Descent winds. Here we go. So, 250, it's 010 at 22. as we go. So what did I say? 01022. I've got 03019. And 06013. I'm going to lock that in. We're going to go to fixed rings, and I'm going to put in our runway of 08. Oh, excuse me. RW08.
Expecting the Chipper 1 arrival.
Right.
Landing for descent in about 5 minutes. Delta 7673.
I'm going to put a fixed ring in there of 10 miles, and one in there of 4.5. There we go. The descent is anytime now. Okay. And I'm going to set our descent altitude here at 4,000 and let VNAV manage it down to that altitude so it will abide by all the restrictions. There we go. Unless I'm instructed differently by ATC. Seatbelt signs never came off, nor should they. We already have our QNH loaded. We have our descent winds, everything in place. It's a very quick flight, by the way. We'll be going into a Nimbus custom scenery airport. That's KATL. It's if you haven't done it, it's Nimbus. It's on the forum, the XPlane forum store. Scenery is amazing at the airport, and honestly, if you've ever flown into Atlanta, it looks just like it. What the custom scenery set, the XPlane 12 scenery doesn't look exactly like it should. It's missing a lot. It's missing a lot of fine details, but the Nimbus really gels it. It looks really good. Delta's home is Atlanta, and they've really got everything set up just like it is, including the hangars and the base where they work on the planes. It looks just like it. So that's the Nimbus, and I have one other one too. We'll fly in there sometime soon, but Nimbus, I have Charlotte. Charlotte's is a custom airport, and once again, I've flown into Charlotte a lot. It looks just like Nimbus makes it. So if you're looking for a good custom airport, that's a really good one. I'm in the Zibo 737-800 on this flight. It's the best free plane that you will fly on XPlane 12. It is amazing. Yeah, I would put, I think my other favorite one though is, so that's the flight, that the Zibo model. Flight factors 777-200 and tallest A321 Neo. Some of the best ones. I think really good.
Delta 7673, Memphis Center, contact Atlanta Center on 124.5.
Switching to Atlanta Center on 124.5, Delta 7673. Atlanta Center, Delta 7673. Good evening, maintaining flight level 250. Atlanta Center, Delta 7673. Evening, maintaining flight level 250.
Delta 7673, Atlanta Center, good evening.
Brian, we're ready to begin our descent on our departure. I mean,
Delta
our
7673,
arrival.
descend via Chipper 1 into Atlanta. Altimeter 3001.
Descend via Chipper 1 into Atlanta. Altimeter
We're cleared to descend
3001.
via Chipper 1 into Atlanta. Descending now.
Good afternoon, folks. From the cockpit, starting a slow descent at this time. We would like to ask you to return to your seats, fasten up your seatbelts for the duration of the flight.
Climb and maintain flight level 230.
Alright, the cabin lighting, we're going to do medium, leave it on medium on as we go in. Okay.
Begun our initial descent. At this time, we ask that you kindly begin to recheck the security of your...
Cab for arrival.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have begun our initial descent. At this time, we ask that you kindly begin to recheck the security of your seatbelt. And if you've removed any items from the overhead bins, please begin to restow them at this time. Please check around your seating area and the seat pocket in front of you for any cups, glasses, or other articles you wish to discard. And kindly hand these items to the flight attendants as they make their way through the aisle. Thank you so much. We should be landing in approximately 15 to 20 minutes.
Right. That's one of the few times they actually are pretty accurate. It's going to be about 15 to 20 minutes. We'll be on the ground. Well, I don't know. Let's see how our arrival looks here. Okay, so actually, yeah, we have a, looks like we have a fairly straight in approach on 08 right. So, yeah. We're only 73 nautical miles outside of Atlanta. We're at about 220, and we're descending via the Chipper 1 arrival, and we will let VNAV kind of manage our descent step by step. So we'll see how we manage our speed, we manage our descent. We'll see how it looks. So far, so good. I'm trying to think. I've seen where we have some hard stops along the way. So it looks like our first hard stop is going to be at 13,000. And then we have some at or aboves, like we have a 4,000 at or above. 4,000 is what we currently have our altitude set for. We'll put that on 3,000. Just leave it sitting there. Like clockwork, whenever I get to this point in the flight, I somehow end up with a cat in the cockpit. Somehow. Shortest NTSB report ever written. You know what it says? 4 words. Just 4 words sought to describe an entire incident. Cat in the cockpit. That's it. End of story. Alright, so on our flight plan here, or on our screen here, so I have the fixed rings set for our arrival. You have a fixed ring for 10 miles out and a fixed ring for 5 miles out. Right, also STD. Okay. You do that just for awareness. When you get there, it kind of gives you like a spatial awareness. Right, so what do we have? Course directors are both set for 095 for our arrival. I don't know if any of y'all are really familiar with Zibo. I'm sure you've had it happen before when you were learning it, at least for me, okay? Maybe it's just me. Having your course director set for the wrong course heading for the runway and hitting approach and watching your plane go in all kinds of different directions away from the airport, having to try to figure out what was wrong. I had that happen a while. Finally figured that one out. A lot of video training, but I had to figure that one out. Then it eventually becomes muscle memory to know. So anyway, course directors are set correctly.
Delta 7673, contact Atlanta approach on 128.0.
Switching to Atlanta approach on 128.0, Delta 7673.
Our anti-skid here is set for 2.
Atlanta approach Delta 7673, evening descending to 15,000. Atlanta approach Delta 7673, evening descending to 15,000.
Delta 7673, Atlanta approach, good evening, Atlanta altimeter 3000. Expect the ILS runway 8 right approach into Atlanta.
Altimeter 3000, expecting the ILS runway 8 right approach, Delta 7673.
Good, no changes on the runway. And our frequency, our nav frequency is already entered, which is 109.90 for runway 08 right. It's already set. We get that information from the init ref here, where it says approach ref, and we have 109.90 for the frequency approach. We're going to be at a heading of flaps 40 at 143 knots on our approach.
7673, descend and maintain 5,000, turn left, heading 140 vectors for the ILS runway 8 right approach.
Descend and maintain 5,000, left heading 140 for vectors to the ILS runway 8 right approach, Delta 7673.
Alright, we'll do it. And a tad bit early, but I'm going to go ahead and turn our landing lights on. And I think ATC is trying to give me a smooth turn. I don't know. Didn't need to change it very much. No, you really did. See if he gives us a turn. You see where this is what our course heading was on LNAV. To make a slight right turn here, go straight down at almost 180, and then pick up Nisbet, which is our waypoint for final, for approach to final. We'll see what he does. Right, we just hit 10,000. Landing lights are on.
Delta 7673, proceed direct NZ bit. Descend and maintain 4,000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 8 right approach.
Proceeding direct NZ bit. Descend and maintain 4,000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 8 right approach. Delta 7673.
Proceeding direct to Nisbet. This will, so basically right now the way we're heading right now would be the equivalent of our base. Just kind of extended base, and then we'll turn on final. Some other runways out there. What is that? I don't know. We do have our speed in check, I think. Yeah. And I went back to having VNAV manage the descent. We are at 8,000. We just need to drop another 4,000 feet to, before we hit final, or we turn on final. You see where the fixed rings come into play here. I've got my kind of my awareness of where I am right there at the 10-mile mark. See how far we are from Nisbet. About 10 miles from Nisbet. It's near shot spot. There's KATL. Our arrival runway there. Got our speed in check there. Yeah. We'll be descending. We'll be dropping down to 197 at Nisbet, and then we'll take a slow. We'll be slowing down to 162 at Harson, and be coming in at 146 to 148 on final. our home. Alright, here comes that turn.
Thousand to go.
Delta 7673, contact Atlanta Tower on 119.1.
Switching to Atlanta Tower on 119.1, Delta 7673.
Going to flaps 1.
Atlanta Tower, Delta 7673. Evening, we're established on the ILS approach for runway 8 right.
Delta 7673, Atlanta Tower, winds 350 at 6. Runway 8 right, cleared to land.
Is active.
Runway 8 right, cleared to land. Delta 7673.
We already captured. Yes. Landing gear down. We got one 3 miles behind us right there. The Spirit coming in.
2,500.
We're at flaps 5. Flaps 15. Right.
Thousand feet, stabilized, pistol approach altitude set.
And my throttle. This is where I think the difference between Microsoft Flight Sim and XPlane nighttime
500
scenery shines. This is where you see like a real, like where the lighting effects are much better in XPlane as opposed to daytime
300
scenery.
200
Coming in a little hot. Come on.
100 50 40 30 20 10.
All right, and let's get some. Yeah, that's nice, nice. All right, here we go.
80 knots.
Delta 7673, contact ground on 121.65.
Switching to ground on 121.65.
Please remain seated with your
Delta
seatbelt securely fastened
7673.
until the captain has parked the aircraft
400.
at the gate and turned off the seatbelt sign. This will be your one and
400.
only indication
Atlanta
that it's
ground,
safe for
Delta
you to get up and move
7673,
about the
clear to
cabin.
runway 8 right. Good evening, we're ready to taxi
Please
to the
be
gate.
reminded to use caution when opening the overhead bins. to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during landing.
Delta 7673, Atlanta ground, taxi to concourse D gate 16. Cross runway 8 right, then Echo 11, Echo Foxtrot 4, 4 northwest, 4 southwest, Lima 6, 4 southeast. Good evening.
Visit delta.com for all your future travel
Alright.
needs,
Course D
including
gate
checking in
16,
for a
cross
flight,
runway 8 right, then Echo 11, Echo Foxtrot 4, 4 northwest, 4 southwest, Lima 6, 4 southeast. Delta
If any of you should have
7673.
questions regarding ground transportation, baggage claim, or any other information, a uniform Delta agent leading this flight will be more than happy to answer any questions you may have.
Alright, let's check our map real quick here, make sure the D.
We'd like to thank you all for flying with us. We've enjoyed having you on board and look forward to the opportunity to serve you once again. Thank you so much and have a wonderful evening. Flight attendants, prepare doors for arrival, please. Cross-check and all call.
I'll make sure I understood that, where he's sending us to. D16. D16, okay. I'll make sure I got that right. D16. So we've got a second here. Got it. Got it. Okay. Did that Spirit flight come in yet? There was one that came in right behind me. Like, there's only 2.5 miles behind me. It's kind of close. It's cutting it a little bit close. All right. First lefts up here are the east side, are the E echo side, and then we've got to go down one more intersection. Right. One more. We're going down to west. Once again, I said this is a Nimbus Airport, and it looks really good. I think it's one of the best.
Atlanta ground, Delta 1986 heavy, request progressive taxi.
Now, we've
Delta 1986 heavy turning on taxi.
We've been using say intentions for our traffic, for our air traffic, and we are using traffic global. With say intentions right now, like we want to go to D16, but if by chance there's an aircraft at D16, we can always just continue to go into that stall and that plane will disappear. In other words, you can take his space because it's really supposed to be yours. So we'll see what happens when we get to D16 here. We're almost right here at it. In fact, we are. There is one in our space. But you know what? We can actually take we can take 08A D8 Alpha here. Delta 7673 Delta 16 is taken. we are proceeding to Delta 8 Alpha.
Delta 7673, say request.
Request to go to Delta 8 Alpha gate.
Delta 7673, taxi to Delta 8 Alpha via Echo. Echo 1, hold short of Delta 8 Alpha.
Echo 1, hold short of Delta 8 Alpha.
Well, how nice of you.
Delta 7673, Echo 1, hold short of Delta 8 Alpha.
Taxi to Delta 8 Alpha via Echo 1, hold short of Delta 8 Alpha.
Messing me up there, buddy. Come on. Alright. I think we can salvage it, but I'm kind of crooked. In the stall here. Okay. First things first, once you get stopped, and I know I'm not straight. Kind of crooked there. I think I can make this work. Yeah, we can make it work. Alright, so we're connecting a GPU, putting chocks down. We're going to turn on ground power. I'm going to go ahead, by the way, and turn off the seatbelt lights. Take down fuel. It's a great shot. And as soon as I get everything squared away here, we'll go into a quick landing. Let's just look at the landing. Alright, we'll go ahead and finish here. It's not bad. Here's what knocks off on my score. I'm not on VATSIM. I'm on Say Intentions. It should give me some credit for that. Takeoff looks good. Everything else looks good. It knocked off 1 point on the landing. I don't know. Didn't like my landing distance. We'll see why. I don't know. Alright, I'm going for replay. By the way, this will give you a good idea or a look at XPlane in the sky. So this is Atlanta, incoming for Atlanta. But if you look at the illumination in the sky, the way it looks really good. It's not overly bright. Kind of give it a kind of a fake effect. The highway looks good here. The buildings look good. Right, we're going to come in here. Let's look at the passenger angle there. Last thing.
With the information, November requested clearance, please.
I'll grab that clearance. Give me just a minute.
Traffic in sight, frontier flight 556.
Delta 898 Heavy, contact departure on 124.6.
Departure on 124.6, Delta 898 Heavy.
That's a great angle there. It fussed at me because I was on the runway a little bit late. I don't have a problem with that. I'd rather be a little bit late and smooth like that with plenty of runway left. So that was fun. So here's Atlanta, just so y'all get one last look at Atlanta's airport. And as you see from the lights in Atlanta on the airport, it's just the way they illuminate, use the illuminations on the lamp post, it looks much more authentic. Also, we can go into the terminals. In fact, let me come back out. All those look good. There's the parking garage. But here in the terminals, let's go inside. That one's a little bright. This one's a little bright, but just a lot of detail there. Is that one of the ones with the nice lights? Yeah. Anyway, that's a wrap for this. I hope everybody has a good Monday, and we'll see you on the next flight.
Spirit Wings 2061, push and start approved, tail west.